When I was in grade 5 or 6, me and my best friend Danny, we were shooting videos to skip out on like essay. It became a passion for us in high school. We actually ended up starting multiple YouTube channels, and we would advertise it like in our great hall. Students would pass by and they would just like see our videos. When I was in grade 11, I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and basically it said you don't have to go to school to make money. And as soon as I read that line, I was like, okay, I'm not going to go to school. I started reading a lot of books on successful people. One thing they told me, you got to figure out what you're passionate about before you start a business, because if you're not passionate about what you do, you'll never end up liking it and you'll end up quitting. If your business does end up successful and you make a lot of money, if you hate what you do, then what's the point of it anyways? I was working with a friend at a sales job. He came up to me and said, hey, have you ever gone backpacking before? And I said, no, what's that? He's like, basically you just drop everything you do, you buy a one-way ticket and with a backpack and you just travel. And I thought that was a pretty cool idea, a way to figure myself out and find myself. A few months later, booked a one-way trip to Thailand. We started backpacking. In the first week, we would just argue a lot. We were just clashing a lot. Okay, let's just go our separate ways. He ended up leaving that night and I ended up on a beach in Phuket. I was just searching like, why don't I do meditation? Maybe that would be like a way for me to figure things out. I ended up calling a meditation retreat. Hey, do you guys have any availability? Yeah, we have availability the next day. I ended up taking a bus across Thailand. I checked myself into the meditation retreat. I gave away my phone, my clothes, everything I owned. And I went into this 21-day meditation retreat. All I would do is just meditate like 16 hours a day. I had snuck in this book, and in this book I had written down like everything I ever wanted to do like in my life as a job, as a passion. As I was meditating, I was crossing like things off constantly, and eventually I came down to videography. Like, this makes a lot of sense. I've been doing it since I was a kid. It was always a fun thing for me. I called my best friend Danny and I said, hey, when I get back to Canada, we're gonna start a video production company. And so it was about 9 years ago.